Hello, ladies and gentlemen, I'm the Innkeeper, and today I would like to welcome you all back to Darkstone. Last episode, we had a little bit of an engagement episode, I suppose. We were fighting quite a few enemies in short waves. It was a little bit of a pain, really, because we wanted to get a lot of mining done on the inside, which, I might add, I've finished in my I say finished. I'm nearly there. Okay, I just thought there's a little bit of a change I've made. Okay, so what I was going to do was hollow out all of it, so that every single part of the main hall was going to be on the same level, and then would have a staircase going out from the main entrance. But I've changed that, just because I feel like it would add a little bit more shape to the main hall. I thought all of it being a little bit flat might be a little bit dull. So what I've done is I've changed it so that we are going to have a staircase on this edge instead. So in between where the room opens up a little bit. There are still a few holes here and there from a few mistakes when building. Excuse me, but it's not really too much of a bother. It's fine. Just ignore it. It's not there. It's not there right now. I don't know why there's still sort of, I don't know. You can see the sky basically going through the underground area. It's a little bit odd. Very bright, but that's fine. Don't worry about it. I mean, it is underground. Just to letting you know that is underground. But it should be this bit should have taken the longest. It took so long to mine this out. It's absurdly long. I spent about 2.5 hours last weekend, and then I think an hour during the week, and then another hour and a half today on a Sunday morning of all times to get this done. But I'm glad it's done now. So, well, I say done. We want to get all the sort of little artistic bits finished off on the Let's Play, and at the same time migrate everyone on the inside. Just for the time being, well, we'll see what happens in that regard. I don't know, because we're going to have to move all this stuff. The blacksmith's going to have to get moved in there. I suppose it's not really going to be that difficult, but it is the main hall, so really I want to make specific rooms for the classes. But I would prefer it if everyone was on the inside. In fact, the only problem I got, can I do hunting on the inside? Does that work? That'd be really weird if it does work. I know you can't farm the inside, which is what we're going to do. So the walkways to get to certain sectors are not going to be this giant annoying to make walkways everywhere. No, it's just sort of going to be, I would say, 4 of these. Like this, so, you know, 8 by 8. I think that's sort of a good size walkway, and then you get to some rooms that are about 8 by 8 as well. Just enough room so that we can actually make some room, well, so we can make houses inside of them. The only reason I want to make houses inside of them is because then it will actually add to the happiness shelter modifier. That's why I still want to make proper houses on the inside. I'll probably just spawn them in because they're a pain in the ass to make. Most things inside the Dwarven fortress are just going to be spawned in. So the actual design of it will be something that you watch. And you won't actually have to build it. People didn't really like watching me build all of this. I didn't think so. People said they wanted to watch me build more kind of stuff or watch the Hearthlings construct. But at the end of the day, it's just not interesting when the design's already done. You can already see it. So there we are. That's my rebuttal, I suppose. I thought there was something off there, but I just realized this bit of mountain goes in a little bit on that side. Anyway, so yes, I'm very excited. We're going to get the staircase done today. At least I'm hoping we can get it done in today's session. It might have to pull a double episode. Let's see. I got the ladders right here. I know this isn't exactly right, so what I want to do is go down by 9 blocks, because there's 9 blocks in these corners, because I want to make sure it aligns up, the staircase that is, aligns up with the corner right here, or the angle, just because I think it would look quite nice. At the same time, we're going to have sort of little triangles poking out, not really triangles, but just trying to go for a bit more of an interesting design than just having one long staircase. Have something in the middle of it that really sort of morphs around it, other than the middle section, because that should be where the main staircase is. But we're gonna have some on the side. There we are. I'm very excited today. It is Sunday morning though, so I'm a little bit odd. I'm a little bit odd. I won't lie. I don't usually record on Sundays because it's my general day off for everything, really. But you know what? I felt like playing Stonehearth, so why not? Let's go nuts. Let's go nuts. I don't think going nuts is really a good idea, because then I might end up screwing things up. Right. So before we finish any mining, because we're still going to do a little bit of chipping here and there, let's just make sure we get this done correctly. So what we want to do is make sure that all the flooring is... Do we want to make sure all the flooring is like this darker looking road? I don't know what this would be. It wouldn't be this one. It'd sort of be... I think it's that one. Seems like that would be correct. However, I want to make sure the corners are light. Do I? Actually, no, I want the corners to be dark. Yeah, that's a good idea. Yeah, that really... That helps. That looks much nicer. So that's what we're going to do. Dark outline. Just because I think it will make things look a little bit more interesting. But we still want to stick to making the slightly darker walkway right here, just because it would then fit the design for our main road. That is part... Oh, okay. That's not what I wanted to do. Just get rid of that. There we go. Go back over to here. And then we're going to make our way over to the staircase. We are going to still have pillars, I think, anyway, on this floor. We're going to have a pillar here and a pillar here, or something to that degree, just to take up a little bit more space. We'll probably have some seating areas around there as well. We still need to get an engineer so we can make some traps. We'll get around to doing that eventually, since I think most of our fights are going to take place in this hallway. Or at least I hope so. We are still going to try and separate this section of land so that we can just sort of grow crops around here. I'm just sort of worried that it's going to be a bit awkward. Not really awkward. It's just going to be difficult to keep it safe. We still have our little food area, which is going to be here. We just need to make a way to get to it from the inside rather than going all the way out, because we want to make sure this is all disconnected. I mean, really, we could just disconnect all of this, but that wouldn't be too interesting, to be honest, because then we really can't make a fight. But the only problem I've got with that, excuse me, is if we have any kobolds fire at us from the top, or if some spawn inside because of how much space we're planning to take. Sort of worried about all that kind of stuff. Not to mention, our warriors tend to guard around farms, which means they're going to be around here all the time. And if we get attacked, they're going to go all the way along and then back over there. So, gonna have to try and figure out how to work around that. I imagine just have them at a guard position near where the food is. Yeah, that's probably the best idea. We'll see. I imagine we'll have quite a few people as soldiers at that point. Maybe we can separate them. Can have two groups, because at the moment we have our rangers and our sort of melee healer classes in separate groups. Anyway, let's go back down. Slice tool. Getting distracted right now. Let's go over here. Right, so let's get the... There is a little bit of a step down right here. It was a bit of a screw-up, really. It wasn't intentional. But I don't really mind the existence of it. What the hell? This is not the first time this has happened. If you select everything, then it changes the block type. So if you select it all and then click on here, it changes the block type for everything that's selected. It's really frustrating. I don't know why it's a feature, because you can't really... Yeah, I just don't know why it's a feature. It's really... It's only caused me harm. I've never used it for its intended purpose. Which I imagine is if you click on it and go, oh, you know what? I don't like the idea of everything being this particular kind of block. But the thing is, I imagine most people don't build with just one bold block, because it's not exactly the most interesting looking thing in the world. Let's go down for the gunpowder right here. How far can I mine with this? I thought it was only 40 across. It's letting me go as far as I want with a building tool. With a mining tool, it limits you, though, which is a little bit odd. Maybe it's because if it bugs out, it's only going to go across by 40 blocks rather than the entire map. Yeah, I suppose there's a good point to that one. Do we want to open this up? I think this is where we sort of halt for a second. The corners here should be accentuated, but we'll see. I think for now what I'll do is I'll just mine those. There we go. So now it's the staircase. Now we want to make sure the staircase is the same color. Do we? Yes, we do want it to be the same color, although once again still accentuating with the gunpowder or gunmetal. Then again, we could use the sort of lighter grey just to keep the stairs sort of slightly separated. I don't really know. I don't know. How are we looking down here? Yeah, okay. I see, that's a good point. I should really make the corners slightly brighter. Slightly brighter so that when they sort of disconnect from the main walkway, they do seem separate but still connected. Anyway, it's fine. I'm just going to sort of stick to the tuner. I'll spend all episode thinking about what I should or shouldn't do in this. So we'll just see what it's going to look like. So the staircase should start off and around about here, really. Actually, it should go down from there, really, because that should be where it starts. I mean, we'll see. So we'll just have it connect up. But I do like how it goes in as well. It's like a nice curve going on. So this is where we should start sort of taking chunks out of this build until we reach our way to the bottom. So if we take out the miner tool, if that's where we're going to start. Yeah, that seems good enough to me. Let's stick with that. So we do have ladders, so should be able to maneuver ourselves around easily. Should really be doing the same thing for all of this. Just sort of taking the first chunk out. Oh, okay. If we don't like what we've done, we can still go back from it. We could just go back on the save, really. Now, something else I've noticed while mining, I think I've already mentioned this, but if you have one long mine, then there's only a certain amount of people that can be allocated to a certain selection when it comes to the mining tool. So I think only 4 or 5 people, or 5 dwarflings, as it were, can only be allocated to one mining job. But if I do this, then another 5 separate people can be allocated to this one. I don't know why there's a maximum on it. It takes them a little while to get going. I think it's because I have them all set at Hall. Well, one's going now. There's a lot of hauling that's been happening. In fact, what's our total inventory? Okay, it's actually mostly disappeared now. For some reason, outside items count towards your inventory. I don't know why. Doesn't really make much sense, because you've not stored them. However, it doesn't seem to stop it from spawning, which is interesting. So we're going to do that for the entire section here, then we're just going to go in by one more. You want to be careful when doing this. Because this is how all these sort of little bits of land have been destroyed. From the outside, this corner right here as well, very annoying. Just because of slight overclicks. I mean, I'm glad it tells you the dimensions when you start mining, so it tells you right there, 3 of 12. It's a Borg designation as well, apparently. So that's where the ladder comes down. Not a ladder, the stair. I tend to find I always do that. When I'm talking about stairs, I start saying ladder. Every time. I've got something wrong with my brain in that respect. I always say the opposite of something that has a similar... a similar... job, I suppose. They're both intended to elevate your position. If you want to be scientific. Yeah. Alright, here we go. So what I'm going to do is... should I have the corners around here all dark as well? I probably should, yeah. We'll see. Alright, so that's done. So if we just need to get rid of all this stuff now. It's easier to just delete it than to have them pick it all up, I tend to find. I don't really mind either way, it's just that they destroy it all quickly, whereas they can only pick up 2 rocks at a time. Daily update. We're not really making too much food right now, so I'm not going to be able to get any new people for the time being. I haven't had any new people as well, just because of food shortages. Food shortages. There we go. I got there in the end. Of course, what I really need to do is just get one more farmer. I might end up doing that soon. So we can continue to expand. That looks really cool. That does look really good. Anyway. I just like the way it lines up with the corners. Alright, so let's pause the game right now. And let's continue on with this. Alright, so it should go down like that. It should go all the way down to the end here. There we are. Fantastic. And then we're just going to follow it through like this. And then we're going to delete certain sections. Add our little artsy bits here and there. Because that's what the terms that we're using right now. Artsy. New words. You've got to make up new words. You know, Shakespeare did it all the time. Merv does it all the time as well. Right, so corners, let's get rid of those. Do I want it to make sure they're connected? No, I think just like this will be fine. Oh, okay. Already a misclick. Probably not a good thing. Say probably. I'm not sure why it would be a good thing anyway, so yeah, just straight up not a good thing. There we go. Well, it wastes us a little bit of time. It's not at the end of the world. I mean, it could be, really. It really could be the end of the world if it's a real bad misclick. Especially in a game where you can't undo your clicks. I wonder if they can build that. I imagine they're going to get stuck if they try and build this. So this is what we have right now. It looks pretty good, though. Does that leave us a lot of room in here? Well, what it does is it sort of squares it off. Which is nice. Does it, though? I could probably go back by one more, couldn't I? Probably could. It's fine. It's fine, don't worry about it. Right, now let's... Do we want to open up as I go in? I think so. Yeah, because then that'll sort of help us to distinguish the main center, and then we can add our little sort of weird posts, I suppose. So if we go over here, what we can do... Oh, for fuck's sakes, I've done it again. Right, what I should do is do that. There we go. And then I could just delete the corners. Well, not delete the corners, but just go over here and change it. Should have done that before, really. But you never know. I say you never know. I completely understand. Well, completely know. I just wasn't really thinking at the time. But you know what? I accidentally did it then. And my brain clicked. And I was like, you know what? That's actually a really good idea. Right, there we are. Fantastic. Okay, so we'll go from... Okay, wait. Just don't click anything. How many blocks out from the corner is this? 9. Okay, so do you want to go out by another 9? 9. It's like a spyglass. Quite interesting, really. Is that fine? I think I could probably go in a bit quicker than that, couldn't I? Oh, it seems orderly. I imagine it'll take up more space once I do this. Of course, really what I want to do is have it covered. Yeah, really what I want to do is have the main board go across the entire thing, don't I? The main issue we come across, though, is that it's all the same color, which is why I do want to end up just using the brighter block, this one right here. Because I think it'll have a little bit of a better job distinguishing everything. And then we can have the darker block come around the outside. So if we do that for now... Should I do that? It seems a lot nicer doing this, doesn't it? Yeah, it really does. It helps to really add a middle section right there. Even though it's not exact with the outside, you're not really going to see that much anyway, so it's not too much of a big deal. Alright, there we go. Then what we'll do is around the corners, we'll do this. We are going to be adding some walls at some point. Delete that. Oh dear. It's actually deleted it. Okay, well, it doesn't matter so much. Don't know why it does that sometimes. And it's not every time it does it, but sometimes it just sort of deletes the entire floor when you rub something out. Maybe you've misclicked a block or something like that. Half the time it doesn't. Then the other just sort of deletes it. Yeah, anyway. I don't know how I could really specify that anymore for you. From this corner right here, what we should really do is have it so it's connected up throughout the entire wall here. Like this. And then we'll get the bright block. Have it come around in the corner. As such. Although from here, we should have it so it's disconnected on the 4x4. Actually, maybe a bit more than that. So that it opens up. Yeah, that's nice. And then we'll use this block to help distinguish it. Is that exactly the same? I can't tell. Yes, it is. Okay, good. So that's how it opens up there in the center. It's really starting to come alive right now. I do feel like changing the path, though. There's something a bit of a brighter color, maybe. We'll see. I still need to get rid of these ladders, because they are completely in the way right now. So we'll get rid of them first before we continue onwards. Same thing with these ladders as well. Well, we'll get rid of them in a minute. What's going on? Alright, there's a hunk of stone in the middle of nowhere there. I just hope the dwarflings don't sit around for 12 hours. Right, there we go. Come on, get up, get out of here. Wow, they obeyed me. This is a first. Right, anyway. So from this point on, from these corners, so when it stops angling off, I feel, is when we should cut. Alright, so do, and there. There. Right, okay.